bringing in all the truth and clarity that you need, taking off the rose-colored glasses and being open to the truth, no matter how much it hurts. So welcome in. If you clicked on this video, there's definitely going to be something here for you. I've done a very, very intentional clearing of the space. I don't know if somebody's working on their filters, or maybe you're wanting to channel, you're connecting to your guides, maybe you've noticed some bias or some filters that the information is going through. Just setting the intention to set this human vessel's perceptions and experiences to the side. That way they're there if reference is needed. But we're eliminating the filters, that these humans, our human bodies, from the DNA that from our ancestry, from everything that hasn't been cleared out. I feel like this is just being sped up. Our timelines are converging. Everything's being sped up. So we have a lot of different situations that are being presented to us. And for those who are present and aware and paying attention, they're not really, it's almost like the people in our lives and the energies and the relationships we have, we're seeing a deeper pattern there. We're seeing where maybe our parents or our grandparents let others speak for them, which was giving away their power. They didn't speak up, they stayed small. And if you clicked on this video, you're definitely somebody who's working through all that. And I'm here to help you in any way I can to help bring you clarity and confirmation and upliftment, because I just went through 2 years of this, of having my whole world shaken and not knowing anything like this existed. But I went from feeling like nothing in this world resonated with me to now finding it was like finding myself. Things just started resonating, speaking to my soul. Maybe you can resonate with some of this, and it's like, wow, there was more than we were ever told. And it gives you hope. It gives you hope for the future, hope for your children, hope for this world that we live in. Okay, I'm gonna move on, but also somebody's one, the thought. Somebody had the thought. Okay, somebody's higher self is saying that you mentally were so unselfish by realizing that you wanted to leave this world better than you found it. You put in the effort because you see the connections and how things trickle down and how our actions, every little bit counts. Just a smile, holding the door, not having any expectations, not expecting anything from anybody, just being present, being yourself, not having alternative motives. That is why you were chosen. That's why you chose yourself, and by doing that, choosing yourself to be a better version of yourself, even though everything around you is chaotic and they don't see what you see and why you do the things you do, have confidence that you are doing the right thing. You really are. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. The waves of emotions. We have our high days. We have our low days. If you checked out my videos from the past couple of days, very intense, loving, I didn't really care what the house looked like or the lawn. I was like, you know what? We're going to save that for another day. Spirit was just like, go out and have fun. So I'd ask my son. He'd come up with an idea. We'd go on adventures. And it was a lot of fun. And today, for example, it was a little bit different feel. Spirit's like, time to declutter. There's some stuff around that's just kind of taking your energy. You don't need that much, and less is more. So 4:20 on the timer. Maybe somebody is partaking. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't have a hold on us and it's not an addiction that we're like, oh, I have to have that. That's why nothing is inherently bad. Nothing is inherently bad. The way that the society views things is actually false. Because there is no such thing as good and bad. It's all about perspective. So let's not judge people. Feeling trapped, confined. We have the Hangman. It's time for a sacred pause. Stillness grants perspective. Exactly. This is definitely a time of stillness, of getting a feel for the energies. Like if you see this hangman, it's hung upside down to gain a new perspective. You've sacrificed a lot and you've went through a lot. And if this is actually the major arcana life cycle that you are at, you have went through a hell of a lot. And if this is the beginning of your journey, just know everything is an inside job. And every fear that comes up, if we look at it, if we no more blaming, no more this person, that person, this person, find the pattern, find the program, and you will elevate in ways you never thought possible. And the boundaries and the people that will come back and test you, that just means you're doing an amazing job. They're coming back to test you, and that is your sign that you are leveling up. And to just speak the truth. You don't have to make up anything. You don't have to make yourself sound grandiose. Like, honestly, people don't need explanations. A no is a complete sentence. I'm sure all of you guys have heard this before. No is a complete sentence. And you could have had a lack of direction for a while, but guess what? That too is part of the process. And I wish I would have, I guess I did get that, and then I gaslit myself into thinking, because, you know, external and the way we were raised, it's a program. And it's just like, providing proof to our subconscious helps us rewrite our limiting beliefs into the way that we want it. Realizing what our fears were actually really about, and realizing they actually, once we confront them and give it a little bit of time, sometimes it takes a day, sometimes it takes a week. There is a divine timing thing at play. I don't like it when people, I even bought Outsmarting Reality by Nero Knowledge, and I love him, don't get me wrong. But there were some things in there that created limitations and boxes, and kind of saying some people's perspectives weren't right because of this. And I know that wasn't true, because I have my own perspective. So be careful of what you listen to and what you're believing. Does it resonate with your soul? Because somebody else's truth might not be your truth. That's why this whole journey is really about believing in ourselves and finding that God light inside of us. We have the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy, Pisces energy, Gemini energy, Neptune, third eye. Yeah, definitely stillness right now. To just sit in this energy, find out where the imbalance is, the conflict, the disconnect. Because I have a feeling if you resonate with being empathic and a chosen or a starseed of any kind, and you're feeling this, it's not yours. And I feel like most of the time, this is a confirmation that you just went through this, and this was supposed to happen, so that you could ask yourself, like, why do I feel like this? I actually already healed this. Like, I remember when I read this book, or I did this exercise, and like, going over like what your actual authentic energy was, like, okay, then when did this energy come into play? And I feel like you're gonna end up realizing it wasn't yours. You were embodying the energy so that you could pick up on it. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this emotion? Why is this triggering me? And if they're not yours, you're understanding that that is the energy of people in your vicinity, which is going to help you identify, create boundaries, and get them out of your energy, and possibly do a visualization of releasing any karmic ties that you have accumulated since birth. Because there are karmic contracts that we come into this life to clear out, but that is before we incarnate. That is part of the blueprint that we said, oh, we'll come and we'll clear those up. But whoever I'm talking to, you're so empathic, there wasn't protection, you didn't know certain things at the beginning of your life to protect your energy, and unknowingly you started taking other people's karma because your soul is so strong, your spirit's so strong, and you had empathetic, you were empathetic. You're like, man, wow, this is so hard for them. Like, I wish I could help. And by doing that, guess what? You were, but it's not actually helping them. It's like enabling, okay? It's more, that's why we're learning to have our boundaries and just be there, be present, let them talk. You know, they need to go through it. they need to find the lesson. But sometimes they do need a soundboard. But if you're going to be a soundboard, it's about learning to protect your energy and not taking on other people's karma while still having emotions and feelings. It's crazy. It's very complex. So I feel like this next card is really going to clarify something. Ace of Pentacles wanted to flip out. Yeah, this is an opportunity. You're just going to level up from whatever this is. Confessing, coming clean, turning over new leaf, conscious kicking in. So somebody's consciousness is kicking in, or this is your consciousness kicking in. The truth is going to be revealed because of you realizing, you sitting in the stillness and realizing the disharmony, the trust issues, the conflicting energy within you. And if you're not even around anybody, this is you just doing the inner work. This is you just asking the right questions. And if you have resonated with being a runner, you have control of saying no more. No more. I will not uproot my life again and again and again. This time I am staying put as long as that resonates with you, and building so that you don't have to keep being set back. 11, 14. So 1, 1, 1 and 4. I'm getting getting Emperor energy from you. So unpaid bills. What? So somebody who is very greedy, very selfish, money problems, bad debts. Pay attention to the people trying to contact you with this Leo Mercury retrograde. People are coming back. Just pay attention. Pay attention to what they say, what they're asking. Oh, I want to go hang out. Oh, what are you doing? I haven't talked to you in so long. I talked to you last week. What are you talking about? They're really just trying to get info, see what you're doing. It seems like either you're confessing and coming clean with yourself and understanding like this energy is not for you. And if other people in your energy are exuding this, it's time to set firm boundaries. Yeah. Escape, freedom, release, finding solutions. I'm not going to take it just because I don't know which way it flipped out. It might have been the challenge. But it's the 8 of Swords. And like in the challenge position, this is like realizing that you were free the whole time. And that these past circumstances weren't even yours. Because it goes from the 7 to the 8. Confessing. So somebody's trying to become untrapped, travel abroad, foreign land. So 3 of Wands, expansion. Okay. Let's see. Give me one more and then we'll find out what the obstacle is. Even though I kind of feel like we already... Bad advice, scheming, fraud, an alcoholic or drug addict. One who looks out only for himself. So if you have been having cravings and urges like to do... to smoke weed or any past addictions that you had, whether it be sexual, intimacy, alcohol, substance, a way of thinking, an emotion. If you feel this way, like say you're going to go meet somebody later on and you start having these weird feelings or cravings and you're like, what the hell, where's that coming from? It's almost like your body is signaling like, if you were to take that, your energy vibration will be at the same level at these other people that you're going to be seeing later. That is an indication of something that they are dealing with. That is just a thought. That is just a way of your body and spirit communicating to you what energies you're going to be around later that day. For example, I'm going to be around narcissists when my body and my spirit lets me know the energies I'm going to end up running into that day so that I'm prepared. So if I get, mine was Adderall, because I was, from age 3, they give you Ritalin if you have too much energy, to my 30s. And when I have that craving, when I have that thought, I know that I will be running into somebody with a very chaotic aura, very chaotic energy because I can feel it here. And I found out that the Adderall actually and the Ritalin helped lower my vibration so that I was able to be around other energies at lower vibrations. Hope this is making sense. So pay attention to your body and what, it's not your craving, it's not you not able to overcome an addiction. It's people in your energy, and boundaries need to be made so that you won't have these triggers anymore. Not saying that you won't have them. I'm saying that you will have a bigger awareness. You'll have firmer boundaries so that you know when you get that feeling, it's going to be from somebody else or something else. So that you're really in tune with your powers and your abilities and what your body is telling you. The body keeps the score, okay? Read that book. It's beautiful. It really helps understand the body and the reaction, PTSD and all this. Childhood. Somebody gave you bad advice as a child. Yep, they're going to confess this. I feel like this person is in... Gosh, okay. My solar plexus is now acting up. This person doesn't have a will of their own. Shit. So here's the thing. Somebody did this to them as a child, and no, it does not give them the right to do this to you as a child. But if people are willing to confess, you are the priest. You are the high priestess. So technically, when they come to you and they confess the truth and they show their vulnerability, they are healing timelines. They are healing their ancestry. And we, in this position that we've been gifted and blessed with / cursed with, but I mean that in the most respectful, loving way, it is our job to hold space for them. Okay, it's like being the interrogator. You want as much information as possible, so do not interject. Do not cut them off. Allow them to share everything. And this person might not even be somebody that usually shares. So allowing them to be vulnerable with you might be very challenging for this person. We got heart chakra and third eye dominant in this. They actually might have been the one to convince you of something as a child that ended up leading to a drug addiction, okay? And again, there's no blame because they got it from somebody. It just keeps getting echoed and passed down, but it is our job to clear it up, show compassion and love, okay? What is the obstacle? What's the obstacle for the viewer? Reunion, celebrations, parties, socializing, gatherings. So it's the 3 of Cups: happiness, wedding, engagement, graduation, baby shower, happy times. So a friendship, and we have the third eye out here again. This is the challenge. Either this is the challenge for this person or this is a challenge for you, which is very understandable. Very understandable. I mean, for some, you might actually cut your losses. For others, you might actually end up figuring this out all on your own and you don't even need to conversate with this person. It's more up here because the universe is mental. So you could have identified something and you're telling yourself, your inner child, like, hey, that wasn't true. I've got you. We're not going to believe and give away our power anymore. That way you're able to celebrate. I see somebody really in touch with their higher self and their guides. Beautiful. Scorpio energy, Cancer energy, a lot of water, Pisces. You know, this is some feels. This is some feels, and you could have been feeling theirs. You know, cycles. This is a cycle that must play out, okay? Let me get advice. Advice, please. What's my advice? Whoa. Transition. I'm just going to take one. Calmer waters, healing, progress, moving on, moving forward, things calming down. After a storm, yeah. So after all of these emotions, these waves of that you've been working through, there's some relief that's coming. This does say run away, so I don't know if you're going on a trip. If you don't have something actually lined up or a vision given to you by spirit, I would hold off and sit in it and ask your guides, meditate, ask questions, because there are energies that can be sent that want us to like go, 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 rush, 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 do, do, do. 2010, maybe somebody has some really good eyesight. 2010. Or just going on a holiday, okay? For others, somebody might need to feel the deflation. They need to just sit in that energy. What's the outcome? I mean, if this person and you can actually sit and just observe and allow it to come without any emotion or judgment, I see calmer waters happening. I see possibly you completing a contract that nobody thought would be possible. Yes. Strength card coming out here in the challenge position. And it said yes. And what's there? Solar plexus. The 8-8 portal is coming up in a couple of weeks, okay? This is also the full moon in Aquarius. The water bearer. Be brave. Be confident, but with compassion. It's taming the beast. Strength begins with the choice to be kind to myself. So yes, be kind to yourself, and it will definitely help you be kind to these other energies, because they seem very sad. But again, that's not your energy to take on. They need to learn their lessons, okay? Here was strength. 9 of Cups. Somebody's wish is going to be coming true, yes. Jupiter, Sun. That's the first sacral. So maybe your creativity, maybe there's been a lack of, yeah, 9 of Swords in reverse with another sacral. There's been a lack of movement. Ooh, and I see fire and water coming together. Ooh, putting it to rest for a new beginning. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. Regeneration. Ooh, innocence, freedom. Absolutely. Okay, so this is what's happening. If you're able, when you're going to do it, full confidence in you. Going into it just with the intentions, allowing spirit to come in, the angels, and it's like, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? They went 2, 2, 2, 2. Wait, 2, 2, 3, 3. But I did see another 2. So anyway, I see you really getting the hang of this. I see you catching on to what's really going on, your role, how to level up, how to move with ease and grace without allowing, why did I do that? Without feeling, making other people feel inferior to your superiority. You know, the whole like, they know more than me. No, it's not what that's about. It's not what it's about. We elevated and take care of ourselves so that we can also help and elevate the collective. Pride, real estate, wealth. This person has a lot of pride. Their ego is and money, their house, you know, it's like they think they're above and better than other people. Oh, which has absolutely nothing to do with love. 2333 has nothing to do with love. Love has to do with being vulnerable and accepting somebody, no matter if they have messed up or not. And when they have messed up and they've been vulnerable, that's why it's really sad to see some of these men that never even got proper treatment or like love and nurturing, allowed to cry. Like, men don't cry. Like, I despise that, because it literally represses healing. And there's so many immature men that cannot even tap into their divine masculine energy. They can't balance out the feminine because they've been taught it's evil and that it's wrong and that it's bad. So they're literally shaming part of themselves. And then when they get into those relationships that mirror their unhealed mother wounds, they get somebody that throws the emotion right back in their face. Why? Why? Ask yourself why. Mask fell out on top of pride in real estate. Because these are masks and it's not you. It's just unhealed. And there is no shame. There is no guilt in that. It's actually strength. It shows that you have strength when you're able to confront and talk about your feelings. Breathe, angel, breathe. There is hope. There is hope in this situation. They might have actually prayed for you. Advice and outcome. Dang. What? Okay, I need more. This doesn't even make sense to me right now. Somebody, if you do choose to hold space for this person, they might try to trap you, or they might fall in love with you to a point, because we have confinement and eternal love. So it's almost like instead of turning that love into themselves, they might for others, you might actually find a way to capture their love with the advice, because it says captivity, tolerance, tolerating love, tolerating consistency, tolerating this soulmate. Take it how it resonates, guys. Fright, depression, sweet dreams, lazy days. See, this is the outcome with fright, 62, paranoid phobia, and depression. This might, it's a natural part. They have to go through it. If you want to advance, if you want to ascend, that is part of it. There are fears. There are fears that create paranoia that need to be ran through, okay? Let me pull something else for this. Triumph and gain. So through this fright, through this fear, guys, there's always a gain. There's always a triumph. There's always a gem. See? There's a gem. And it just might not look like what you think it's supposed to look like. Like everybody's like, oh, trophy, I won this. Yeah, I succeeded. But the gain is actually over here. It's the bearing of the fruit. Okay? Not, it's not Nine of Pentacles, it's Nine of Cups, but still I'm getting like independence, Nine of Pentacles energy with how that came out. Or maybe somebody is actually scared and frightened of their power, which is a real thing. 19, 25. Okay, let's get an inner world. Can I get one for the top line, one for the transition, and one for the outcome? Please don't do that. Please do it. All right, here we go. 2806. One for the top, one for the side, and one for the bottom. I see you owning your history. I see you not backing down, not letting somebody gaslight you. You have strength. You have an integrated shadow, and resilience through the shadow. And that's why you've been chosen to do these types of things, but not overgive and not brag. It's more like you've integrated your experience and it shows. For your advice here with the Six of Swords and the commitment or confinement and eternal love. Ooh, maybe somebody got hurt in love and now the advice is to transition from that. But close examination, scrutiny, intense focus, unflinching gaze, honest acknowledgement, deep reflection, confronting truth. And it's really cool because there's actually, it's like, here they are. This is for the advice, going to calmer waters mentally, new thoughts, new ways of being. And you can even see it like right here with that stream in the eye. And inner truth steps forward, demanding your unwavering gaze. Look closely closely. Honesty awaits your attention. This person needs to come to you correct or don't come at all. They need to be absolutely transparent. I feel like this person thinks you're going to judge them. But I feel like you've already healed this. You're just waiting for the truth. An inner truth steps forward, confessing. Somebody's going to confess something to you. I don't know what it's about. It's going to be different for everybody. Okay? Let's get one for this outcome and we'll close it out. What is this outcome? Skyward peace. Skyward peace. Beautiful. Inner peace, upward focus, inner sky, spaciousness, release, letting go, serene, acceptance, intuitive guidance from the moon, upliftment. Lift your gaze to the quiet expanse within. Peace awaits when you allow earthly cares to drift into the vastness. Yeah, somebody is going to need to let go of the materialism and that houses and all this other stuff, this ego stuff is not serving them. Yeah, but this looks really nice. This looks really good. This is like finding the treasure, the true treasure. What really matters. Is that little piece of metal really going to help me? Or is this piece of fruit going to be more beneficial for me? Yeah, nice. I like it. I like it. Finishing flourish. Final adjustment, readiness, self-expression. Playfulness, confidence, finishing touch, embodiment. No matter how this situation, this energy, if you're just doing this yourself or this is actually an energy external to you that you have been picking up on, that you have been healing, that you are noticing, you're on the final stroke. Okay? Step into this world fully as yourself and not backing down. They are not allowed to gaslight you anymore. I feel like you just need to be present and let this person confess to you without judgment, without, act detached from it, because if you do, they'll reveal more, and I feel like they might need to get it off their chest so that they're allowed to heal, and then I feel like you're just going to end up separating. If this is a person, you're just going to end up saying, okay, great. Now I know. Thank you. You should definitely work on that. Just know, and little things like you are loved and you are lovable and you never deserve to go through those types of things. It's probably really hard for you. But ultimately, we are responsible for our own emotions. Nobody can make you happy. Will Smith, thank you. And Jada. You have to make yourself happy. Okay? It is not somebody else's job. They can, cheer you up and you guys can coexist and have a great time together. But how we feel and our triggers that we experience are to be examined because they are our treasures. People want to ignore them or feed into them instead of examining them. And then it causes a lot of miscommunication and filters like I was talking about. So 33:03 on the timer. With that, I'm going to leave it. Good times, good times. I love you. The universe loves you. Everything's working out for your best and your highest good. Good luck with this situation. I feel like you have a handle on this. I feel like this is just like another initiation to see where you're at and see how you're going to handle the situation. And remember to stay centered. Okay? I love you guys. Mwah. Peace.